to Previously on X-Men, the podcast that looks at X-Men comics, movies, shows, characters, and more. I'm Hilary.
I'm Eric.
And we are talking X-Men Evolution.
Yay! It has evolved!
Back to the early aughts.
Did you ever watch the early aughts movie Evolution with David Duchovny and Julianne Moore? And
I don't think I did because it looked I have in my mind, I'm associating it with a sleepover, and I think possibly I did watch it, but I didn't initially want to watch it because it looked gross.
Yeah, it was definitely like it wanted to be Ghostbusters, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and I don't like Ghostbusters, so
yeah. What?
But David Duchovny's a big pull for me, so
you don't like the original Ghostbusters?
Oh yeah, I hate it.
Ha!
Do you not know this about me?
No. Maybe I don't want to know this about you.
I have always not liked Ghostbusters. I just have no patience for, like, goo.
Oh, sure. What about the cartoon when we were a kid?
No, that's kind of the reason, because when I saw the cartoon before I saw the show, and it traumatized me. There was some like goo creature or something that just like really got into my head, and I was not.
Yeah.
I don't think it was Slimer. I think it was like a garbage person or something. I don't remember. It was just.
That's not a nice way to describe somebody.
Image. No, like I think it was literally a garbage can with goo. I don't remember. It's all just like child memories of something that scared me and I didn't like.
Okay.
And that extends to the movies.
Well, this is X-Men.
So we're talking about the second 2 episodes of X-Men Evolution because we did the first one.
The first one last time was called Strategy X.
Yes, and they stick with that X theme for a while here.
Yeah. This is the X Impulse, which...
X Impulse.
Yeah, why wouldn't you call it the X Pulse?
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to replace the I with the X, but it doesn't really work, does it?
But then I think you lose the meaning of impulse. I think it's just like, what does that mean? But also, I don't know what this means in the context of this episode. Anyway, it first aired on November 11, 2000, and this was actually airing, not going on some streaming service. It was airing on, was it Kids WB at the time?
Yeah, this was Kids WB, which is such a weird thing because X-Men was Fox at the time. And so...
Oh, yeah.
Like, Fox Kids was still going. It had Digimon.
I love Digimon.
It had some stuff, but I don't think it was really... It wasn't like the 90s Fox Kids anymore.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It might have been more cost-effective to send it over to Kids WB.
It has a Kids WB vibe.
Yeah.
So this was written, the first one, X Impulse, was written by Greg Johnson and directed by Gary Graham. Greg Johnson's a familiar name, so I guess he must have done other stuff.
Yeah, he worked on 21 episodes of Wolverine and the X-Men, which I'm pretty sure is all the episodes of Wolverine and the X-Men.
That sounds like all of it. Yeah, that's probably what I know him from.
Right now, he's working on Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. So, yeah, you've seen his name. He's worked with Marvel stuff for a while now.
Nice.
Wow, The Rocketeer had a cartoon in 2019? Jeez. People were thirsty for this crap.
I liked that movie. The Rocketeer.
Yeah, the movie's great. But we're not here to talk about The Rocketeer. We're here to talk about Kitty Pryde hitting puberty.
A Valley Girl version of Kitty Pryde hitting puberty hard. So, yeah, in this first episode, it starts with Kitty. She's asleep in what looks very much like her room in the mansion.
Yeah.
But she's not there yet. She's at home.
Yeah. Asset flip.
She's sleeping, she's dreaming about flying, and then in the dream, she falls from like a skyscraper's height. She's just like collapsing.
Yeah.
And when she wakes up, she has fallen through the floor into the basement of her house.
It's Kitty Pryde!
Kitty Pryde!
This is the first time Kitty Pryde has been in the cartoons since Pride of the X-Men in the 80s.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is the first animated version of Kitty Pryde to hit screens. And I guess that's 11 years?
Wow, that's a long time.
I know she's voiced by Maggie Blue, but you could have convinced me that it was the same voice actress as X-Men the animated series.
Oh, really?
Of Jubilee. You could have convinced me it was Jubilee's voice actress from the 90s X-Men. Just the way lines are delivered. I mean, it's funny to say that this Kitty Pryde is basically the Jubilee from the 90s cartoon, because Jubilee from the 90s cartoon was basically Kitty Pryde from the comics.
True.
Yeah, she definitely fits into the same role, at least in this episode. I mean, they're all young. We get introduced to a lot of, what's the phrase? The audience
Like a lens for the audience?
Yeah, who's like, wow, everything's so new. But I mean, Nightcrawler plays that, Kitty Pryde plays that, Rogue play.
Yeah.
They get all these new recruits, but I definitely feel like Kitty Pryde fits right into that Jubilee role from the '90s one.
Yeah, totally.
Totally, totally,
Totally!
Hilary.
Totally. There is something different about her character in this show because like they do keep introducing everybody and they do kind of lean into the, here's this type of teen,
Uh
here's
huh.
this type of teen so that there's like
Yeah.
one for
All,
everybody.
all, all
But
the
there is
types
something
of
about Kitty's
teenagers are
charm.
represented. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's not a teenager out there that isn't
Just
represented. You
slot
got the
yourself
Jean
right in
Grey
there.
type of teenager.
Yeah.
You got the Cyclops type of teenager.
Yeah, who's the Cyclops type of teenager?
Yeah, even Freud back in the day was like, I don't know what this means, but there will be a type of teenager that is like a Cyclops, and there will be a type of teenager that like is Kitty Pryde.
Nailed it. Nailed that Freud impression.
They will all be in love with their mothers.
We don't know. They don't get into that. Maybe it's true.
That's true. They don't get into that.
Maybe that's haunting them to this day.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of mother issues in this. Yeah.
There really are. Maggie Blue O'Hara, who's the voice of Kitty, I wanted to mention because she's also Bulma in Dragon Ball Z, which I loved at the time. She's Madison in Card Captors or Card Captor Sakura, which I also loved at the time. And then she's also Ultraviolet in Ninjago, which I am not attached to in any way.
Yeah, Ninjago, not my thing. You liked Card Captor? I never watched Card Captor.
Oh, you wouldn't like it. I loved it though. I thought it was great. I would like get the DVDs in Japanese and like watch the subs and stuff. It was great.
Nice. Okay, so Card Captor, Inuyasha for some episodes, Monster Rancher, sure, 73 episodes. So she was big on these late 90s, early aughts animes.
I guess so, yeah.
You know who else is in this? The character's name is Amanda Sefton, the voice. That's Nightcrawler's mom. But anyway, the voice of Kagome plays her from Inuyasha.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of those like early 2000 anime dubs, lots of voices from that in this show.
Anyway, Kitty Pryde falls to the floor. Cerebro is like, hey, guess what? Guess what I found?
There's a mutant!
Yeah. The music in this show is so funny. And sometimes, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, it's the more bass techno-y stuff that's under the main theme, so you don't hear too much. It's like, brr, 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 brr. And it's very like low, but it reminds me of the game Deus Ex, which was like a cyberpunk computer game in the year 2000. But then you cut to Nightcrawler being late for school, and there's some horrible vocal track being played.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, when he's like, oh, I'm late for school. There's just like this, I'm gonna get to do in school, rolling on my skateboard.
We're all teens and school's a thing.
Yeah, it wants to be Jimmy Eat World, but you know.
That's really funny. But he bumps into Darkholme, Principal Darkholme, and she sort of lays the groundwork for maybe wanting to recruit him because she says something about getting him in her after-school group or something. But then Cyclops is like, "Hey, I was looking for you," because it's Mystique.
It's Mystique, and he's Nightcrawler.
Yeah,
she's his mom.
Ah, she doesn't seem to know that.
I remember a future episode where that stuff does come into play, and everything just falls apart. But I don't know if they're late. They have to be. Any scene where there's Mystique with Rogue and Nightcrawler, they have to be laying some kind of groundwork, even just in their heads.
Yeah, I mean, they sort of like almost say it outright in the next episode, the Rogue episode about Rogue, but I don't think they do anything necessarily with Kurt yet.
So I don't know. Hilary, you tell me if it's too much with Kitty Pryde's totally.
Of course it's too much. It's horrible. I hate it so much.
Okay, it's so much. Everything she says. And I know that's the character. Was it the time? Maybe I blocked that out. Maybe that's a thing. I mean, we must have all talked like that, right?
I mean, I still say like that's a thing. I just did it.
Yeah.
But there's something about
yeah.
This Kitty voice is like, see, I'm doing it. I'm just going to keep being very hyper aware of every time I do it. But it's weird because the Valley Girl voice, like the really like, oh my gosh, like, that kind of voice.
Yeah, that's a lot earlier in the 90s.
It is. And at the time, it was more associated, I think, with like popular kids. And then she's very
Yeah.
aggressively not a popular kid. She's a nerd in
Yeah.
this. And I never settled in that characterization the entire time I watched this show. I was always just sort of like, what's her deal? She doesn't settle.
Yeah. I know, like, the other girls make fun of her because she's failing PE, and I'm like, is that a thing? That, like, I mean, maybe I'm generalizing, but, like, in high school, do girls make fun of other girls for failing PE?
Well, I mean, I went to a school where athletics was a big thing, and so it was
Mm-hmm.
uncomfortable for me to not be good at PE stuff.
Mm,
It wasn't so much like an overt bullying thing, but it is a
right.
way in which you cannot feel like you fit in.
Yeah, this school seems to be presented as a very athletic-minded school, so maybe that's it. And also, maybe I'm just the guy who's generalizing there. I mean, I was made fun of for being bad at PE, so I guess me and Kitty Pryde are the same kind of person.
Yeah, shut up, Eric.
I'm the Kitty Pryde teenager.
You're the Kitty Pryde teenager. You never knew.
No, I was not passing any other grades either.
So an equal opportunity failure. Great.
And you know how we know that Jean Grey is slightly cool?
How?
Because her casual wear, she's wearing cargo pants.
Yes, cargo pants were big at the time. Yes.
I mean, I love it. It's just like I see that, I'm like, yeah, cargo pants were smart. We should all still be wearing cargo pants. We have so many things we have to put in pockets.
I know. What were we putting in pockets in the early 2000s? Our calculators? We didn't even have phones.
When did the iPod hit? Maybe not just then, but I mean,
I think it was later.
you got your keys, you got your wallet, you got your hacky sacks, you've got your Pokemon cards.
Is this now or then? Because it still works.
It still works. It's funny that the phone is like today's iPhone is still 8 different things, and yet I feel like I need even more cargo pockets than ever before.
Anyway, yes, she has the cargo pants, she has the crop top. She's doing okay.
This isn't like a super exciting plot because this and the next episode are kind of the same in that, like, the X-Men try to talk to the New Mutant. The New Mutant doesn't want to talk to them, so talks to a Bad Mutant. The Bad Mutant tries to convince the New Mutant to hang out with them. They're not sure. The X-Men keep talking. It's very, like, back and forth between the two, which is the theme, at least, of this first season. But when you watch these episodes back to back to back, you kind of realize, like, oh, it's going to be the same setup each episode here.
Yeah, which I think probably when it's like a week apart, it's kind of a nice way to do it because it's very like a low barrier to entry, like anybody can just stumble on these and be like, oh, okay, so New Mutant, they figure it out, tra la la.
And it is different than the 90s show and other stuff, the idea that they are building these two like teenage factions.
Mm-hmm.
The next episode changes what our expectations on that, because this and the last episode, obviously the character ends up with the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
But that kind of stuff will change. We don't meet the Brotherhood mutant until later, but first we see that Wolverine can smell Sabretooth from miles away.
And on a roof. He's on the roof of the mansion for some reason.
Wolverine, he's just working on his motorcycle, but he decides to put on his full costume, get on the motorcycle, and then puts on his helmet.
Yep.
Which, I mean, you have to because it's a cartoon geared towards kids. So if you're on a motorcycle, you have to have a helmet. But if anybody doesn't need a helmet, it's Wolverine.
It's probably Wolverine. That's true. That's
Sabretooth also wears a helmet. Neither of them. But it's funny that Wolverine puts on his full costume, including the mask.
And then the helmet over the mask. Yeah, that's true.
Isn't it going to crush those, like, black eye flaps?
We don't ask questions like that in animation.
That's true. I'm sorry.
But for the rest of this episode, that kind of works as the B plot. So we have like the boring kitty stuff, the kitty stuff, and then it'll flash to Wolverine doing stuff with Sabretooth, and then back to the kitty stuff. It just kind of goes back.
Well, when Wolverine drives away and he's like, he doesn't even really stop or anything. Nightcrawler's like, that guy's got attitude, and then asks Cyclops if they should follow him, and Cyclops just smiles and is like, let's go. And then he picks like the cool car instead of the X car, and I'm like, you know what? This is fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I know he's played as a teenager, but you could still play a teenager in that like classic, like, oh, I don't know, rule the rules kind of one. But this Cyclops is like, he's always kind of up for a good time.
It's true.
He's not the rules are rules, always be ready, zealoty kind of Cyclops that some people think he is. So, I don't know. Good Cyclops representation.
I agree. I agree,
He's fun.
Eric. He is fun. They don't seem to have any like after school activities or anything, so I guess they just make fun where they can.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, I guess at that school, maybe it's all sports. They're like, we were gonna have an after-school robot class, but that's for nerds. So,
Nerds.
yeah, it's football season.
Ugh, barf. Speaking of back at school, the mean girls are back to picking on Kitty, and they push her into her locker and close the door because this is the level of bullying that we are dealing with.
These girls are so mean. Tina Fey was right.
Just live
Tina
your
Fey
life,
nailed
man.
it.
She knows.
Yeah.
She knows.
Yeah. How does Kitty Pryde being bad at PE but good at academics affect you in any way, whatever your name is?
Mean girls.
Ugh.
But they just lock her in there and walk away and like don't care what happens to her. But she's in there, she's trying to get out. Luckily, Lance, who was briefly mentioned earlier, is just walking down inside the school with a spray paint bottle can and is spraying a line along the entire row.
He's such a bad boy.
He's very
Now, Hilary, when this show aired, you would have been like 14, 15.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering if you left this show in general with any crushes, and why was it Lance?
Crushes. It wasn't Lance. I didn't like him. And I'm thinking about it right now because a lot of the people who end up in the Brotherhood, their coloring is very low saturation. It's very pale and like kind of gray. And I found that very unappealing. Like him and Toad.
Was it Kurt?
No, it wasn't Kurt. I did like Kurt a lot, and I shipped him with Kitty, but it wasn't like a he's so cute thing. I don't think there was anybody. Well, I did often do that.
We'll talk about mine next episode.
We will we? So anyway, Kitty phases out of the locker because she's panicking. She phases out right into Lance, and she's freaking out.
Lance is all like, "Yo, that's so cool!" Like, whoa.
Yeah, which is an unusual response.
I remember his voice actor being like slightly cooler as a kid, but I guess it's not.
Did you have a crush on Lance?
Yeah, that was it. I just remember being like, oh, hey guys, did you notice Lance wasn't in this episode this week? Bummer, right?
He's so dreamy. But he basically just straight out tells her that he is also a mutant.
So Lance, aka Avalanche, is voiced by Christopher Gray, who after this really didn't do anything else. They were in The Secret of the Nutcracker in 2007, and they were in Dumb Money in 2023. But that's all that shows up on IMDb after X-Men Evolution.
The only thing that I saw that was interesting for him was he was Enzo Matrix in Reboot. Did you watch Reboot?
Sure, yeah.
I loved Reboot.
Which one was Enzo?
Was it the main guy?
Maybe. Apologies to all you rebooters out there.
I was a rebooter, and I don't remember. I was pretty young, I think, when I watched it, but I really loved it.
Hilary, do you remember the X-Files episode from season 1, episode 12, Fire?
Fire, yes, I do remember Fire.
Avalanche's voice actor played Jimmy.
Is that the Fire guy? I
don't know. It's been so long since I watched the first season of the X-Files, and it was with an ex-girlfriend, so I blocked it all out. Anyway, Avalanche shows up. Avalanche is called Lance Alvers?
That sounds right, but I don't know.
Yeah, as opposed to Dominicos, like Avalanche in the comic.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Is named Dominicos. So they just decided, nah, his name's Lance.
Just go with Lance. It sounds like Avalanche. It's perfect.
Yeah, his design reminds me a lot more of the character Richter from X-Men, who has similar Earth-based powers, but there you have it. Avalanche. He's kind of like the tough kid. He's a no-good Nick. Mm-hmm. Toad was played as like the tough kid, but definitely not like a cool tough kid. Mm-hmm. Or a cool bad kid. He's definitely like very low on the food chain, but Avalanche is played a lot more as being one of those tough, like, yeah, he's worldly. He can take care of himself. I mean, look, he's ripped up his sleeves, you know? Who would do that unless the guy could take care of himself? So Anyway, he's all like, look, Kitty, you and I, we're the same. I saw you go through the walls. I can move the earth. And she's like, no, you're a freak. We're not the same. And she runs, and then he says, you can run, but I'm still going to rock your world.
Don't say that. Yes.
That's what he says.
Than I think is intended.
Yeah. And we cut to Xavier and Jean in the X-Jet. I don't really know why they're flying, because they're just going to the school, so they're close. But anyways, they're flying.
I think it's a different school, but it can't be that far because they
oh, you're right. It's Connecticut or something. You know, I just keep thinking all the high schools are the same.
All high schools are the same.
Well, all Xavier brings is Jean, and Jean's like, why me again? And he's like, because you can connect with her. And I'm like, okay, so you brought Jean because she's a girl.
She's a girl, I think, is the exclusive reason, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because where's Cyclops can't connect? No. You have to have Jean there to be like, listen, I get it. You're a mutant and a girl. Same.
I'm both of those things. I mean, you can't trust Cyclops to be like wooing her or something.
It's true. You can't trust Cyclops or this Cyclops around girls, apparently. So there is that. And then your other option is Nightcrawler, and Wolverine's off hunting a smell. So, you know, I get it. Who else are you going to bring? Who else is there? Storm.
Storm could work. I don't know.
Yeah, and Storm and Kitty have a close relationship in the comics, but here we are.
Kitty spends the entire episode just in denial, basically. Like, she doesn't want to have powers. She doesn't want to talk about her powers with anybody.
You know, I know it's a metaphor for feeling different and feeling ostracized and all that, but it is just so hard sometimes to see somebody be like, wait, I have superpowers? Oh no!
That's true.
It's like, are you kidding me? Even like a lame superpower where all you do is walk through walls is still better than no superpower.
I agree. I'm with you, Eric.
I don't know what I would use it for now as an adult. It doesn't really seem super practical because everyone would be like, there's cameras everywhere, so you can't like rob a bank or, you know, but at the same time,
crime in your use of your powers.
Well, what else are you going to use walking through walls for these days?
I feel like I would just like mess with it, just like stick my hand through the wall a bunch of times and be like, look at me.
Yeah, I mean, even as a party trick, it's fun. But like so many of these teens, and it's an X-Men thing, are just like, oh no, I'm invincible and can't be hurt by bullets? This sucks.
True. Yeah. She just wants to be normal.
Yeah. But nobody likes Kitty anyway, so what does it matter?
That's true. It's not like she's like going from top of the class to nerd. Anyway, she runs off.
Yes.
And we find out that Lance is part of this little gang of dudes who they climb up on the roof and they're trying to get into the office, like the principal's office, I guess, to steal.
They want to steal test results so they can sell the test results.
Test answers.
Yeah.
Anyway, they can't get in. What are we going to do? Lance is like, actually, I just happen to have met someone who could help us with this. And he's all into the idea of Kitty breaking in. So then, while he's on the roof, Kitty is doing the long jump for gym class, which of course she's bad at, because who's good at the long jump? Nobody. The girls make fun of her. And then one of the girls, who's like an athlete, steps up and is like, here's how a real athlete does it. And Lance screws up the like ground, you know, uses his power. Now, I might have suggested that he do something subtle to make her look stupid, but he actually like shoots hand up into the sky and like launches her.
Yeah, and even then, the coach is still like, "Are you kidding me? What are you doing?"
Yeah, so
you're supposed to be jumping this way,
not straight up into the sky and bringing a bunch of sand with you.
Hit the showers.
Then Lance waves at Kitty and is like, look, I did this thing for you, because he's still trying to get her on his side.
Yeah, and then it's just a lot of back and forth between Jean shows up and does the whole conversation and it doesn't work. We keep cutting back to Wolverine and Sabretooth fighting, and there's not really any reason. Sabretooth just showed up for a fight and then left.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, like, you want to say B-plot. It's pretty weak.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's only because they probably saw how, like, low stakes this A-plot is. And they're like, let's run an action thing. Where's Sabretooth right now?
Yeah, I like the bit where Cyclops and Nightcrawler are in the car, and that debris is about to come crashing down on them. And they like stare and they hug, and then Nightcrawler teleports because it is kind of that classic like kind of hug, but it makes sense because they got to teleport.
Yeah, it was really cute.
It's a very funny moment, and then poor Cyclops loses his car.
Oh no! I like the hug because it's like a Looney Tunes thing, you know, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah. They help Wolverine fight Sabretooth. Sabretooth takes an elevator, so there's no way to follow him. And then Wolverine's mad because he's like, I don't fight your battles. And it's like, well, I mean, okay.
You do. Okay.
Yeah. And then Cyclops says something like, he's got her attitude. So, I don't know. There you go. Your Wolverine Sabretooth moment of the episode.
We've learned a lot about Sabretooth and Wolverine.
Yep, we now know they don't like each other, in case you didn't know that.
And they're going to fight in a parking lot.
But I mean, this is the second episode of the show that is following the movie, which had Wolverine and Sabretooth. So if all you know about the X-Men is coming from that movie, and you're a kid watching this, that is probably like a big, exciting moment for you.
That's true.
I mean, it's not, it's not the same thing as the 90s episode. Oh boy, I can't remember the name of it. It was that third or fourth episode where Sabretooth is in the mansion and breaks out. Meanwhile, Magneto and is fighting Xavier, Cyclops, and Rogue. You remember that episode? Very first season?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It's not that level of like, oh boy, this is exciting. But, it's Kids WB cool, I guess.
Yeah, they're throwing motorcycles at each other. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So he has rejected Jean.
Yes. And accepted Lance.
Yeah, Lance sidles in like a abusive ex-boyfriend, basically, and is like, hey, man, we can do this together. And he convinces her to break into the principal's office. She apparently has no idea what this could be for and just is excited to be using her powers to help someone. He breaks into the computer and gets a little floppy disk that he gets the answers, the test things from. And she's like, wait, is that what this was for? And I mean, yes, obviously.
You just wanted to steal things. Yeah. I thought you cared about me as a person.
So she tries to get away. He goes like straight aggressive boyfriend. He like is grabbing her wrist and trying to like pull her away and talking about how they're together now and she can't whatever. And then her parents and Jean burst in because Jean went and tattled to her parents that she was breaking into this office. Mm-hmm. And the dad is like, don't you touch my daughter. And then he's like, I'm sorry, Kitty. I was scared. I'm growing, blah. And sort of like tries to reconcile with her.
Yeah.
And she wants to go to them, but Lance doesn't want her to. And so it ends up with this whole big thing where Lance uses his power and basically demolishes the entire school.
Yep.
So he crushes Kitty with a pile of rubble. Jean is protecting the parents from rocks and stuff.
Luckily, Xavier's there to instruct Jean to use her powers.
Yes, that is very helpful of him.
Jean, if he wasn't there, who knows what Jean would have done.
And she does. And in true Jean fashion, it's so hard. She doesn't know how long
to use. Yeah, it is hard to use your brain power.
So hard.
I guess.
The parents are upset because Kitty's dead, but then Kitty emerges like a phoenix from the rubble because of her power, and then she guides them all safely out of the demolished school, and everyone is happy.
Kitty Pryde's most important lesson that she learned this episode is you just don't trust high school boys, period.
That's a good rule. Just
do not trust any boys currently going through puberty or even after. Just don't trust boys. But Kitty Pryde didn't know that until now, and now she's like, oh, high school boys are stupid.
So for whatever reason, this demolishing of the school convinced Kitty's parents that she should go with Xavier.
Yes.
And Kitty is also convinced. And so that's basically end of Kitty's story. She's going to go and join the X-Men. And as a little button on the episode, Lance is leaving and runs into Darkholm, Mystique.
Yep.
She just straight up recruits.
Yes.
Calls him Avalanche. That's his new life.
Yep. Though when we see her face, she's got a weird chin when it's like pointed directly at her. You
Yeah,
know, it's like a really big what was his name from Ren and Stimpy?
I never watched Ren and Stimpy.
The Toast Man, it's just it's a very like thick, cartoony chin.
Mm-hmm.
No bearing on the plot or anything. I just noticed it is all.
It's noticeable. She got a big chin.
Yeah. Hilary, did you like this episode?
I mean, yes, I did. There's no real depth to it, but it moves pretty quickly, and you get the fight with Wolverine, and everyone's just sort of like bubbly and fun and pleasant. So, it's just kind of like whatever, this is happening. I don't love Kitty in this, and this is my first interaction really with Kitty, because I didn't see Pride of the X-Men until later.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I hadn't really read any comics with Kitty, and so
really, your first.
Yes. I went for a long time not liking Kitty at all because of this show.
Your first moment with Kitty was the introduction that shows her just dancing as her action scene.
That's true.
Though, also, I mean, it is slightly better than Jean's intro in the action scenes in the intro where she's either doing her homework or she's on a car talking to Cyclops. So, yeah, my memories of, like, this show and the episodes are a lot fuzzier than the 90s one. This is one of those episodes where it's like, oh boy, I hope things are better the way I remember them as opposed to this type of episode. And I think they are. It's just, this is, yes, Kitty Pryde with the and like. I was watching, I'm rewatching the Batman animated series at work while I'm doing things that don't require audio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the Kids WB era of the Batman. And so Batgirl is now like a regular partner. And at one point, Batman says something to her. He's like, don't lose her. And Batgirl's like, as if. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And this is probably, 98, 99. So, I mean, maybe Kitty Pryde's dialogue is, super on point. But now it is very hard. And we see in the next episode and in the coming episodes, it stays that way.
Not toned down even a little tiny bit. And I remember at the time, I felt that this was an unpleasant and unrealistic way to be talking. So,
well, yeah, but you were carrying your books waiting for Nick to come and be like, hey, have you ever thought of breaking out of that shell? I'm a shell breaker.
I was just waiting for Nick.
Yeah. How's it going? My name's Nick. I guess I'm I'm the bad boy of theater.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. It's like I'm talking to him right now.
Yeah, back then in college? Yeah. You've got a quiet spirit about you. I like that. Yeah,
he liked my quiet spirit. He talks about that. So anyway, that's that episode.
Yeah. And also, for listeners, that's kind of basically a recreation of how Hilary met her husband.
Yeah, point for point, exactly how I met my husband. Now, it's like we were there.
All right, the next episode is called Rogue Recruit.
Who do you think it's about?
I believe it is about Jack Ryan.
No, actually not.
He's the shadow recruit. I see.
So that'll be next time when we do the next anime.
Yeah.
Thank you to Prophetic Music for our theme song. Previously on X-Men is brought to you by the Radio Meanwhile Network. Current shows on the network include This Endorian Life and 9021 Here We Go. Please rate, subscribe, and share this show wherever you get your podcasts. Bye.
Bye.